All right, today we're going to unpack a really powerful idea called earned influence. It's a totally different way of looking at how to build your career, your visibility, and yeah, your income. And it's all based on this one core principle. Real authority has to be built, not bought. So let's dive into what that actually means.
So let's start with a feeling I bet a lot of us know all too well. You know, you're putting in the hours, you're grinding, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, but that feeling of real freedom, of actually being in control, it just feels like it's always just out of reach.
And then there's this weird puzzle, right? You see some people working themselves to the bone and they're just stuck in the same spot. Meanwhile, others seem to achieve way more with what looks like less effort. It really makes you start to question that basic math we were all taught about how success is supposed to work.
If any of this is hitting home for you, then you've already sensed it, that the old rulebook might be broken. And if that's the case, you're in exactly the right place, because we're about to put a name to that feeling and look at a whole new way forward.
This brings us right to something we can call the hustle paradox. It's this super frustrating loop where the one thing we're told will bring us freedom, more work, more effort, ends up being the very thing that traps us.
This culture, it's everywhere. The gurus on social media with their 4 a.m. wake-up calls, the nonstop talk about outgrinding the competition. It's sold to us as this simple, guaranteed formula where just pure effort is the only thing that matters.
But here's the catch. There's a fatal flaw baked into this model. There's this huge, broken promise between what it says it'll do and what it actually delivers for most people. Let's take a closer look at that gap.
And right here, you can see it crystal clear. The promise is so simple. More effort gets you more success and freedom. A straight line. But the reality for so many people is a vicious cycle. More effort just leads to more exhaustion, which leads to, well, stagnation. You're not moving forward, you're just burning out. The model itself is broken.
This quote just cuts right to the heart of it all. The point isn't to avoid hard work. Of course not. It's about recognizing that hustle as your main strategy is, frankly, a dead end. It's a hamster wheel, not a staircase. Okay, so if the hustle isn't the answer, then what is? Well, that brings us to a new framework, one built on a completely different foundation, and it's called the Earned Influence System.
Now, the words here are so important. It's about building authority piece by piece through your expertise and what you give to others. It's about creating growth that comes from the trust you've earned. Just think about it. The people you truly trust for advice, you listen to them because they've consistently delivered value, not because they're the loudest. That is earned influence in a nutshell.
This whole system rests on 3 really powerful pillars. First, you get influence that compounds, that grows on its own over time, kind of like a good investment. Second, you build visibility that actually lasts. It becomes a real asset you own, not just a fleeting moment in the spotlight. And third, and this is a game changer, you design your income around leverage, using your ideas, your systems, your reputation, so you're not just constantly trading your time for money.
And when you put these two mindsets side by side, the difference is just night and day. The hustle model is literally founded on exhaustion. Its engine is just more hustle. And the goal, ironically, is just more work. Now look at the influence model. It's founded on leverage, powered by trust, and its goal is actual freedom. It's a completely different universe.
And this is absolutely the key thing to get. We're not talking about a few new social media tricks or some productivity hack. This is about changing your entire operating system. It's a shift from thinking like a laborer to thinking like an architect.
So it all comes back to this one core idea. This is the thought to really hold on to. True, lasting influence can't be purchased in an afternoon. It can't be rushed. It has to be earned bit by bit through your generosity, your expertise, and your consistency.
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What would actually change for you in your work, in your life, if you stopped measuring your value by how tired you are and started measuring it by the leverage you've created? What would you start building today?